There's one area of health and wellness that I have never talked about. And today we are talking about it. I was thinking about it and I figured I'm not doing any favors when I don't talk about this. And I'm going to do you a lot of favors by talking about it. What is it? Sex. Our sexual health is important. It is a huge part of our physical well being. And it's, not something we talk about in polite company, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing, if your body isn't healthy, that part's not working either. And I want you to understand why and maybe be able to identify some things that you can change in order to have a positive effect on that part of your life. Because if you're in a relationship, that's a big, big part of it. And if it's lacking, that relationship tends to suffer. And having orgasms, having good sex, it's important for your health, people. It's good for you. So, I like to talk about what's good for you. Let's talk about this. Did you know that 40% of women of reproductive age have some kind of sexual dysfunction? 40%. That's nuts. That's nuts, man. They have a hard time with desire and they have a hard time with orgasm. And it's mostly due to metabolism. Your metabolism and your sexual health go hand in hand. The way that your body produces, manages energy, creates, converts fat into sugar, protein into sugar, uses sugar, that has a huge impact on your blood flow. Blood flow is everything when it comes to sexual function. And without proper blood flow, nothing happens, or things don't happen the way they're supposed to. Of course, it affects your hormone levels. That's the obvious, your testosterone, your estrogen. That I've talked about, not with relation to sex, but that they matter, right? And that they are often suffering when we are not healthy metabolically. The other parts that we don't talk about, though, are the psychology and the actual flowing of the blood through your body. So those are the two I want to hit on the most for you. And hopefully this is helpful. Let me know if you're like, but listen, if this is making you uncomfortable, you probably need to hear it. I've told you before that more than 80%, now it's almost 90% of American adults are metabolically dysfunctional. Almost 90%. That's terrible. And beyond like I said, the obvious issues of the hormones being out of whack, your blood flow matters. Obviously for arousal reasons, that's why, number one, but also you need blood flow to your nerves so you can feel things. And then you need blood flow to your brain so your brain can send signals to tell your body what it needs to do make things work, right? If you're insulin resistant, your brain doesn't successfully send the signals to the parts of your body to do what they need to do. It doesn't send it to allow blood flow in. It doesn't send it to stimulate, different nerves. It doesn't work. Your brain can't talk to your body if you're insulin resistant, which obviously has a very negative effect on sex and how you're doing it. The other thing is to feel the good stuff. You need your nerves. Right? Duh. You need to be able to feel it. Why are we doing it? Because it feels good. So if you're insulin resistant, your brain can't do that. Hormones, the basics, right? It's super complex though. Hormones are one of those things that I study all the time because I'm trying to understand more and more, and they're just so complex. So here's kind of the basics of why it matters with relation to this. Hormones being in balance, it's a lot of different systems talking to each other. It's a lot of different signals. Your brain sends one signal and tells another one to go different. It's like valves opening and closing. And again, if you're insulin resistant, that doesn't work so well. One, you may not be producing the hormones that you need. We tend to decline just naturally with age, but it's happening faster and faster that men and women are losing their testosterone and their estrogen earlier and earlier. And they're not quite sure why. They think it's environmental and sometimes has to do with our nutrition too. Then moving the hormones through your body, like through your system so that it can do what it needs to do, can really be impacted by your insulin levels. If you have too much insulin or it's not doing its job, things don't move through your body like they're supposed to. And then your cells need to be able to take that hormone and use it to do whatever it's supposed to do. And again, it can't happen if your body isn't running like a well-oiled machine. And if insulin is too high, that stops it. Lastly, to get rid of your dead cells, to, clear out your liver, all that kind of thing, you need good blood flow to make that happen. Blood is kind of like it's like the river that takes everything through your body. And if you don't have good blood flow, all the toxins build up. So hormones and your metabolism have a huge impact, not just on our blood flow, but also on our mood, on our energy. I'm always talking about that, right? I'm always talking about if you're tired, you probably aren't metabolically healthy. If you are grumpy and you have anxiety and depression and all these things, you probably are not metabolically healthy. Obviously, if you're grumpy, you don't want to have sex. If you're always depressed, you're not into it. And we as women are especially affected by if we're in the mood, right? And if you are stressed out and exhausted, you are never going to be in the mood and you're never going to enjoy it. That's why this matters. Insulin resistance is related to your cells and your mitochondrial function in your brain. Being able to be happy has to do with insulin or too much of it. If you feel good, you look good, and you have a good time. That's just the way it is. And that dopamine hit that we love, that we get from a lot of different things, we get it from sex too. And the problem is if we're getting it from Twinkies and we're getting it from alcohol and we're getting it from our screens and all the likes on our posts, our body gets numb to it. And it's like, okay, we need the next high. We need a bigger high, a better high. So it actually makes all the other stuff less fun. It's not as exciting to your brain because it's way bigger of a high to have a cookie than to have sex. Isn't that sad? It's sad. I think that makes me sad just thinking about it. That depresses me just thinking about it. So if you overexpose yourself to things that give you that high, then when you go to do it for the right things, it doesn't work. Your brain's like, You're like, was it good for you? Nope, not so much. The Twinkie was better. So the bottom line is your metabolic health matters to your sexual health. And your sexual health matters to your overall health. The easiest way to fix all this stuff is to eat whole foods, actual things that walk, run, swim, fly, and grow from the ground, to eliminate the processed stuff, to eliminate the fast food and the soda and the garbage, and to move your body every single day, every day. More than your 10,000 steps. Aim for 13,000. See if you can get it. If you want to have more fun in bed, you got to take care of yourself. That's all I'm saying. So let me know what you think.